and we're recording. So, hey, everybody, this is Steve Parker, and welcome to What's Happening Live. It's like with my guest is like a Mad Dog Maddie. We also have Mary Boyd and Cody Klang. As like Cody Klang is like a really cool guy from Cinnamon Tree who always gets my meals messed up, but it's okay. And Mary is like the woman who always beats me at arm wrestling. So,
Absolutely.
so anyway, thanks for everybody for joining in, and then let's have some fun. All right, let's kill this music because it sounds like 80s porn music. So how you guys doing? How's life
Great.
treating you?
Awesome.
Is like so? Did you guys do anything fun today? Got any big plans for the weekend?
Oh, it's so much fun today.
What did you do besides work?
Um,
I know.
yeah, right. No, just working on the house. I bought a house about 2 years ago that I completely gutted.
And you're doing all the work yourself?
Not all is it?
It was like, so what are you doing?
So you're like
Are-
flipping the house?
No, it's my residence. Working on it,
Okay.
but it required a lot of work.
How many injuries have you had? Is like or messed up things trying to learn how to do it?
I've done a lot of things twice.
Okay,
A
it's
lot.
like that happens. But part of the progress is like, listen, is like I get cuts on my hands. I have workers that do things that 3 or 4 times I gotta redo. So what about you, Mary? How was your day
Great. I worked all day.
at the gym?
Yes.
Is like, so you have any really funny stories about the gym? So before you answer that, it's like, so Mary, you own Journey Fitness, and it's located here in Port Orange.
Well, so I have 4 locations.
Wow,
So it's great.
overachiever.
Yeah. Well, we want to have something for everybody,
Okay.
which is great because we started off 7 years ago, Journey Fitness Center in South Daytona, personal training by appointment only.
Okay.
We knew that we wanted to cater to a different type of crowd demographic here.
So can you get me in shape? I was like, that's kind of.
Absolutely.
I was like, yeah,
Why
I'm kind of.
not?
I was like, I'm packing this like body by McDonald's. I mean, if you
Yes.
could get me in shape, it's like, I was like, we eat a lot of Taco Bell. Yeah.
But, over the years, we had such a great following with our personal training studio. We have 6 full-time trainers there, but we knew that we wanted to expand to different concepts. So we have 2 group training facilities and then a 24-hour club. So it really does cater not only to different types of workouts that people might enjoy, but different price points. So you think that, personal training by appointment only, a little
Hold
expensive.
that one thought 1 second. If you could move your microphone, just no, just your microphone. We can't see you.
Oh,
If
sorry.
you look at this, it's like, yeah, we don't even see your face. We just see a big old microphone in front of your head. That's perfect right there.
Yes. So the group training facilities came next, which people love to work out together. The camaraderie and different types of classes, from yoga to strength and conditioning, bar fit, cycles. I mean, you name it, we
So
have
what got
it.
you into it?
Well, I've been a trainer since 2002, but my career, what I went to school for, is accounting and finance, CPA work, and
So you could cook the books for us.
definitely.
Yeah, that's
So
what I
you,
need. So
you
it's
know
like
that fuzzy
my
math.
taxes, like yeah, it's like that's
Yes.
that new math.
But my finance career paid the bills and things like that. And when I was getting close to 40, I said, you know what, I want to go
You're
back.
not even over 40. You look like about 25. So
Thank you.
it's all that working out. See,
Yeah,
I'm actually 18 and McDonald's just makes me look old.
the stuff might just work. I
Yeah.
don't know. But when I got close to 40, I saved a year's salary, went back to LA Fitness and said, hey, you know what, I want to see if the way I train people are receptive to. They loved it. I met my husband there. He wanted to open up something together. And we knew with our processes and accounting and stuff like that, we opened a business that was very successful. Well, I wanted to make sure that the way we train people was people were receptive to, and they loved it. And I knew that LA Fitness was doing some great things, but I knew with our demographic and being able to make decisions on our own that we could do it really well here. And
That's pretty
it's
awesome.
awesome. Yep.
I was like, so I'm going to interrupt the show one more time. Mary, if you could push your microphone just that way, because you can't see. Yeah, because we want to be able to see you. There, see, that's perfect now. We want to be see you.
you.
They don't want to see me. They want to see you 2 rock stars. I mean,
Great.
so that's actually pretty, is like cool. So I said this is going to be fun, so I'm going to ask you a really funny question.
Okay.
So you met your husband there, right?
Yeah.
So what was the pickup line? Hey, can I spot you?
I don't remember.
He's like, here, I'll
He was a
spot you.
trainer, and I was a trainer, and we probably just started. We were the only ones I can honestly say that took it almost like a really serious job, and
I could see how serious it is to your husband now, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so I could see how
Yeah.
serious it was.
Yeah.
Here, I'll spot you. It's like, here, yeah.
But we worked it as a job and not 2 hours a day. It was like we got our schedules filled very quickly. Being middle aged is great because you have rapport with young people. You have
Maddie wouldn't know
rapport.
anything about that yet.
She's young. Yeah, but you have rapport with all different ages. You can have conversations. I have aging parents, so I know that
Yeah.
their knees hurt. That's true. But I have kids, so I can work
Do you
anyone
got
out.
Cody in there working out with you?
He actually does.
I was like, wow. It's like, Cody is like, I don't really want to. I know. Why do you sound so surprised? Cody's like, I'd rather go do something else. Cody, tell me about your journey as like for Cinnamon Tree. So what started that?
I mean, Cinnamon Tree was something that I kind of fell into in the beginning, but just kind of turned it into what I really wanted it to be.
Okay.
And we're at 11 and a half years now.
Wow. At the same
Originally-
location?
Yep, same
Wow.
location. Don't plan on ever going anywhere anytime soon. But well, I say we, but it's just me now. I started originally with 5 partners.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just me now.
Okay. I was like, it sounds like a lot cleaner. I've had partners for my business. Let me tell you, when it's just me, it's a lot cleaner and easier.
Yeah, yeah. And well, so the messier part is it was all family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Never hire family or friends. So, yeah.
yeah, no, I'm very grateful for the opportunity, but it at the time I was 18, so there was no way for me to be able to start my own business and things like that. So I was able to really just take the ball and run with it.
Are you ever going to start another location or just expand? Yeah.
I've got a lot of things in the works. I almost bought Daily Grind actually a
Oh,
long
wow.
time ago.
Okay.
Thankfully, I mean that was literally 2 weeks away from COVID when I was supposed to close on it. Just kind of got a little bit of cold feet, and I knew I had a huge project that I was doing at Cinnamon Tree already. That took a lot of time and money and effort. So I just got a little scared of it, kind of just let it go, and very grateful that I did because that 2 months when they were closing everybody down, it would have been.
What was it like for COVID for you? Did it really affect you, or?
As a whole, yes. I mean, we did probably 20% of what we would normally do. But I mean, it was short lived. It was 8 weeks.
Okay.
We had a lot of regulars that we actually got because we would not serve people outside, but we would let people sit on the patio seating outside.
Okay.
We actually had 4 parking spots
Oh, okay.
blocked off where we separated everybody. It
That's
was
how a lot of restaurants got by too, and like cafes and stuff. Is they made
Outdoor, yeah. It was like, and it actually worked. It's like, but
Yeah.
because you got to think about it, even though it was like we had COVID, which I got COVID and all that other kind of stuff, but it's like I was one of the anti-mask. I didn't want to wear a mask and I didn't or took the vaccine, so people bless me, I don't care. But no, it was like that. People still had to pay their bills, and so you got to keep the restaurants open. I think I read a study right after. I think they said something like 17% of businesses went out with restaurants and mom and pop stores just because COVID.
It
I
was
mean,
rough.
crazy.
I mean, in hindsight, looking at all like the government grants and everything that everybody was giving, it would have been probably cheaper just to close my door and take a couple of grants and stayed home for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
But you never know where you're going.
Exactly. More power to all the people who stayed open who's like survived. It's unfortunate that there are restaurants that closed and that sort of thing, but it's also for the people who stuck it out is like, they, a different demographic and is like increase their is like, their base of, whatever it is, whether it's customers or something. It's like just because they're like, hey, we're loyal and you stayed, helped
There was
us.
a lot of backlash too, because there were people who were mad that people like restaurants and these cafes were still open.
Yeah.
No.
It's like
Yes.
they have no idea what.
Well, especially like
Yeah,
like
exactly.
when they did the barber shops, it shuts something down like a barber shop, and it's like, hey, you could go to Walmart. So apparently, COVID stopped at Walmart doors, but you couldn't go into a 7-Eleven, and so it was just crazy.
so
Bring back the 24-hour Walmart.
I'm still upset about that one.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
love that.
it's like I actually, it's like there's many times I've been in Walmart at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's like I always say if they put an observation deck above Walmart and put a bar up there, dude, they would increase their profit. All they got to do is so all they have to do is put it right over is like the tackle section for all the fishing, and watch all the crackheads come in, and it's like it's like watch them steal all the like fishing stuff and see them out on Dunlawton Bridge fishing with all the still got the tags on it. It's like trying to catch a fish. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't smell like fish. That's funny. So, how did it affect your business?
It was
COVID?
rough.
Yeah.
It was really rough. We were forced to be closed for 2 months. I mean, it was the call came.
Yeah.
And so, funny enough, that's how I met Cody.
You guys, so you met him at what, the
Well-
cemetery?
So
So why didn't you marry Cody? Cody's like a great guy. Why? I mean, you had to go to the gym. Cody, see, you could have been there early, just a little bit earlier.
Feed him and then make me work him
I
out.
hadn't started going to the gym yet.
Oh, okay.
So that's
See, you missed your opportunity.
It's crazy how it really happens because being, in finance and everything like that, what I was able to do, knowing that we are going to be closed for 2 months, it really affected no revenue could be taken for 2 months. And while people were saying, oh, you're going to open back up and you're going to be fine, it really affected more than just
Yeah.
1 month, 2 months. 65% of the people came back, then 70. It was not 100% revenue from the next month. And I knew with forecasting 6 months down the road that I had already eaten into
Yeah.
profit margin so bad.
So I worked during COVID, so yeah, I was pretty.
It was,
Yeah, so did I. I
Yeah.
will never not remember wearing masks all the time.
I
Or
so-
constantly. People fought about people coming into the store and them not wearing a
where were
mask.
you at?
CVS.
Okay.
So I owned a delivery company at that time, and so I had a big old like creeper van. It's like we'd load it up every morning. It's like at the all aboard storage, but as for companies that's already dropped off. So we delivered dry goods to different stores, people's paycheck. So my route was all of Ormond and Palm Coast and Bunnell. And so I worked through the whole thing, but there's many times when we would deliver at somebody's home, they're like, we can't have you here. It's like, set it down over here. It's like at the bar. One woman actually is like an eyeglass place. We're delivering some eyeglasses, and I gotta turn off my phone. So we're at an eyeglass place, and she literally told me, she was like, don't you want to wear a mask? And I'm like, I really don't. And she's like, well, what happens if you get sick? And I'm like, I guess I'll get sick. She goes, do you have a girlfriend? I'm like, yeah, I do. And they're like, well, you're gonna die. And he's like, well, aren't you gonna feel bad? Is like once it's like, she passes away. And I'm like, why would she pass away? And she's like, well, because you're not wearing your mask, you're putting her at risk. And I'm like, so do you know I have COVID? She goes, well, I don't know. I said, exactly. So it's like, do you have COVID? Well, I could. I'm like, well, congratulations if you do. But yeah, people are like, you're going to kill the person that you love. And I'm like, this is just ridiculous. People went so overboard. I understand the mass hysteria, but there's so many things coming out today that was like, we wish we were known right off. Like,
Of course.
shutting down whole schools we made is like a pretty much a generation of idiots is like,
Yeah.
is like from not going to school and that kind of thing. So
Definitely.
I'm like having all sorts of problems over dropping my phone and microphone and it's like, yeah. And here's the funny thing is, so we didn't have any sponsors for today, but today is like, I'm going to say is like, our sponsor is like, I'm going to actually call them up afterwards and send them a clap thing. Sponsored by Moz Mountain Moonshine. And so I got this moonshine, in Mount Dora. And we're gonna have some. So we can drink on this. I mean, there's no FCC thing. So yeah, there's like
fired.
there's like yeah, it's like they're not gonna. Who's gonna fire me? So yeah. So I'm gonna tell you a funny story about this. So we went to here. I'm just gonna. All right, I'm already spilling. Okay. Oh, it smells so good. All right, here. I'll let you guys pour your own shots.
Okay.
So this place is in Mount Dora. Before they opened up, it was actually
This one.
it's like an old, yeah, she's like a little. I know. It's like, yeah, he's a pro. It's like he works at Cinnamon Tree for a reason.
Kind of got to do this often.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
No thanks.
It's like, and so here's the fun thing. So this place is like Ma's moonshine place. That's all they sell is moonshine, and it was like for $24. It's like you actually with like 8 different shots. And it's like they start from the weakest all the way up to like the white lightning, 100 and something to proof. And so they give you the shot and they tell you, it's like when they're pouring it, this guy gives the history of it. He's like, so if you don't want to take a shot, you put your hand over. If you only want a little shot, you go like this. And I'm like, who would do that? And he goes, you'd be surprised. So I'm like, dude, I'm not going to tap out. I was just like drinking one. The worst part of it is like the very last one, it was white lightning something. And it's like, they give you a pickleback chaser. And so I'm thinking, okay, it's like pickleback. Why would I need that? They're like, well, it'll kill the taste of the moonshine. I'm like, dude, I want to taste it. But I'm thinking, okay, it's like, I'll do the pickle chase. The pickle chaser was worse than any of the moonshines. It was like, so I was just like, dude, that had me tapping out the pickle juice. The alcohol did not tap out. There's like the pickle juice. I was like, thinking, all right, so I'm just going to say cheers. And it's like, hopefully, Maddie's like looking at it like dubious.
I'm not going all this.
No,
No
thank
way.
you. No thanks.
That was good. Some good stuff.
Just a little.
What you think?
Oh, it's nice.
It's good.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's like, so me and Cody were, it's like, you tell where the
Yeah.
alcohol's because we just killed it. You know, they're still sipping. They're sipping.
We're ladies.
They're very proper picking up. It's like with the tea. What are you, British now? So have you guys ever? I was like, have you guys ever been to Europe? The reason why I ask because Maddie just got back.
Where'd you go? Wonderful. Oh my gosh.
So we started off in London,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went up to Edinburgh, which is up towards
Scotland.
the north. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we went over to Wales, which was hands down favorite place. Can't wait to go back. And then from there, we ended up having to get a flight because we couldn't get a train. Went over to Paris. We didn't really
Amazing.
stay in Paris because traveling, like the public transportation around Paris, terrible. I never want to do it again.
Really?
It was bad.
So Chuck Waria is there right now, and he said I talked to him today,
Yes.
and he said it's like I'm having the best time of my life.
Yeah,
So-
no, I saw that he was there.
Mhm.
I'm glad he's having a better time than I do.
Yeah, so Maddie is like, here's the funny thing is, so Maddie's new to this is like the podcast. She was supposed to be gone for a month, and so I was looking for her replacement. And then she showed back up 2 weeks early, and she's like, "Wait, I'm back."
No, it was like a week early. I was supposed to be gone for an entire month. I came back 3 weeks.
I didn't even
That's
recognize her.
great.
She came back with some British accent, and it's like it took like 3 days for her to get rid of it. And I'm like, "Who are you?"
No, staying in the UK though, I'm serious. I swear I picked up on some their lingo is
Mhm.
completely different from us, and
Yep.
we actually met a few people there, and there were some times where we had no idea what they were saying.
Right.
You're just not sort of like an Irish person.
And Wales is completely different.
I didn't even know Welsh was a
Mhm.
language,
Mhm.
honestly. Like I completely forgot. 'Cause we were in the grocery store and there was, English and then another language. And we're like, what is that? So we,
It's
we
amazing.
were Google translating everything, taking pictures, and it said Welsh, and I'm like, what?
See, I want to go to Ireland. It's like, but I just want to find out if people in Ireland eat Lucky Charms. I wonder if they really do. I mean, they're magically. I was like, I'm actually,
No.
I'm gonna find a number for somebody in Ireland and just call them and be like, hey, do you guys eat some magically delicious? And they're like, who is this person calling from America asking about a leprechaun?
I'm sure they've heard it before.
Yeah, exactly. They are magically delicious.
Yes.
So Cody is like, man, is like so. I run into you the most oddball places, it's crazy. It's like, over is like playing cards. We like to play cards.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell a funny story. It's like about Cody. So I turned around. I was like, no, it's like Cody was like, man, Cody probably already knows the story. And he's like, yeah.
Man.
So I turned around. Cody had this stack. It looked like a brick wall of China or something. It's like the Great Wall of China. And it's like I'm thinking, man, he's killing it. It's like probably about a half hour. Turned back around, and he's like, "I'm like, dude, where did your stack go?" It's like he had like $20 pushing all in or something. I'm like
It
thinking
wasn't quite that bad, but
it was. I'm like, Jesus, what just happened? You just had like this great wall. So, but you're like probably. So I win, and then it's like I'm thinking I'm gonna keep going, and then it's like I think I'm doing good, and then I look at my wall, and I'm thinking, wait, I just really lost. What happened? But it's like I'm not smiling there as much as Vegas, because you ever think about it, you go to Vegas, everybody's like really sad. They're like really, it's like I used to live in California, so I'd go to State Line, get on the tram, everybody looks sad, and I'm like, why are you guys so sad? And it's like, or it's like you get the people, I won $5,000. You're like, great. How much did it cost you? Well, I spent like $6,000 to win that $5,000, but I won $5,000.
I was in a casino maybe just a handful of times,
Mhm.
and I lost all my money each time.
So so that's his like cautionary tale. It's like don't go back and play card.
I don't go to the tables though.
You do the
because,
slots.
I just do the slots.
Yeah.
Because
They have the
scared
worst
to go to the
odds,
table.
and it's like the
No,
casino, but
I
they're the
know,
most fun.
I just need enough courage to go to the table.
Do you play cards, Brent?
No.
It's like you're like I'm saving my money.
I limit myself to like $100 a day, and I give myself a little allowance, and then once that's done,
Wait, you put yourself on an allowance $100 a day?
when I'm
Oh, playing
playing
cards.
cards,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was gonna say it's like man.
that's,
It's like,
that's about it.
I was gonna say that's pretty. Is like the
Counting
yeah. That, ask me. It's like I could live on $100 a day, $700 a week, and I'm good.
So no, I'm not a good card player. I'd like to be though.
Yeah.
so I go up there. I'm just a huge fan of Texas Hold'em.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I've
do
been
too.
playing it since I was like 14. I've actually been going to that track. I actually got banned when I turned 18 because I had been going there since I had turned 15, and I was sneaking in there and playing cards.
Did you ever before they even had those like they outlawed dog racing? Did you ever
Yeah.
play?
Oh yeah,
dog?
yeah. No, I've literally been going there since their first year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
I was 15.
Oh, so you grew up here. He had the peach. He had the same beard. He had the peach fuzz.
I actually did. I had the peach. I had the peach fuzz beard. I mean, I was over 6 foot when I was 15. But so my brother would go buy the chips, and I would meet him in the bathroom. He'd give me the chips, and I'd go put my name on the list. They would seat me
Nice.
down at a table. There was 3 times where they're like, "Do you have your ID?" But I did not dual enroll, but I did Daytona State when I was 16. So when I started getting caught when I was 16, I would show them my college ID and be, "Oh yeah, he's definitely 18."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just whatever.
That's so
It's all right.
funny.
And I showed,
I never knew this story.
So
Oh
I actually
my
used to
God.
go. So when I grew up in Southern California, so I'd go to Mexico, and so in some of the clubs they wanted ID, so we'd go to the check cashing places in San Diego and get our picture on it. And it's like come up with the most crazy names. It was like I kid you not. It was like one time I said it's like that my name was Juan Valdez, and it's like so I went across there like it's like see your ID, and I'm like they're like. You don't look like one. I'm like, no, see. I don't know what the hell they're saying, but I'm like, see. I was like, bueno. I was like, yeah, the ghetto. Yeah, the ghetto is. I mean, I had fun in Southern California, and then I moved out here. So California is kind of a lot different from what it is now. Did you? So obviously you grew up here.
yep.
And
Born and raised.
what about you, Mary?
I grew up in Georgia. That's where I'm from.
So you're Georgia Peach?
Yes.
Well, I was like, she's like, yes. She even had the like yes with the
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
So what part of Georgia?
I grew up in Macon, Georgia.
I know where that
and
is.
Went to college in North Georgia, in Dahlonega. Did my master's in Atlanta and lived there for years. And then my CPA job took me all over the United States, but I settled here because of the racing industry. That's
Okay.
how I got.
So you're a big race fan?
Mhm.
It's like, are you more? I'm more F1 and
Yeah.
open. I like open wheel racing. I love
Yep.
NASCAR. I was an iron worker. That's actually how I
Amazing.
ended up out here in Florida. We came out here. I was building a missile platform at Kennedy. Built 3 missile launchers and a couple other things around is like here. And then the last job I actually worked on was Daytona Speedway for 2 years as an iron worker there. So when I first started, I'm like, I love this place. I grew up watching racing. I'm a huge
Yes.
fan. After about 2 weeks, I'm like, I hate this place. It's like I
Yes.
never want to come back because all day in the middle of summer wearing these like clothes and standing
yeah.
on the beams, welding it all together. I mean, but now
That's
that I
amazing. I
love
never
it.
knew that.
Yeah, so yeah, people are like, "How'd you end up in Florida?" I'm like, "I was an iron worker. I came out here as like building a missile platform, and I could say I built missile launchers. How many people could say I
No,
built a
that's
missile launcher in a hospital, and now I build houses, and so it's kind of fun. So what do you guys do in your spare time? It's like I know what Cody does.
Well, I was gonna say to go back to
Okay,
COVID,
probably.
not to go back to what we were talking about earlier with COVID and stuff like that. How Mary and I met. Well, I don't know if you want to continue that one. a
Sure.
little bit.
There's a story here. Is like when you like, hey, you want to pick up where I left off?
That when I looked at our forecast and I said, "Oh my goodness," I said, "I need more cash flow." I knew that I needed more cash for especially home. Like instead of taking it out of my business, leave that money in for instructors. Rent never goes away. Things like that. I went on Facebook. I knew the Kling family, or I knew.
They're infamous.
Yeah. And came up, barista, cinnamon tree, and I go, you know what? I can do that. Whatever.
Yeah, because you work in there. It's like sometimes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I called and they said, bring your resume by. Dropped it off, got a call that afternoon, went for the interview, and I started on Saturday.
Well, hey Cody, can I come in there and work?
Yeah, right.
It was like it was kind of for a weekend. Just
Well, I mean, if you really want to.
yeah, it's like yeah.
Dishwasher. We're looking for a dishwasher, aren't we?
Yeah, right.
Dishwasher.
It's like, hey, I could. It's like these
No,
hands are amazing. I could wash the dishes. I mean, I could palm. It's like a whole stack. But
The first Saturday I started, I remember walking in. We had these little vests on, they're really cute. And he goes, "Oh, you're going to be up front." And I go, "Okay, where's the training? What? No, you're just going to be up front." There you go.
trial by fire.
I go,
Okay,
I
before
knew-
that, she comes in and she brings this resume, and I'm like, you're clearly well overqualified for this job, so like I don't really have any real questions. For
You're
you.
like it's like a pay cut.
doing
You
the
know?
interview.
You understand? It's a pay
I
cut.
interviewed him.
yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Because I was like, so I mean,
I gotta
yeah,
see if
I'm
I
the
want to work
job.
for you.
Let me ask the question.
Yeah, and she asked the questions. So yeah.
I could just imagine. It's like so. It's like if I'm working here for you, it's like what can? It's like you need to clean up your act before I can work here. I have a reputation to.
And
But
Clean the counters every night.
yeah, that's funny.
So I started that Saturday. Absolutely loved it. And it just, it actually is exactly what I needed during that stressful
Yeah.
time. To be around them. I'm the oldest one, I think, there.
No, you're not.
Yes. Who?
Well, there's Hank.
Oh, well.
Anybody? It's like Hank's that's Hank. It's like Hank's like, hey, I got my name right.
No, Hank is pushing 90,
Yeah,
and he works 17 hours a week there.
he's awesome.
He is the
So
No, pushing.
Such
We
an
need to get
inspiration.
Hank in here. It's
Yeah.
like put on some music. We're gonna have a dance off with Hank.
he
so
he
cool.
won't even take a picture.
No.
Yeah.
He's an invisible man. Yeah, but he actually trained me at my very first job.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's 90, so it's like, well, it's like when he was when he was 80 here. I got you. I'll train you right now. You know, I'm sure Hank's a great guy. Like 80 years old. I got you, little whooper. See, it's like when you're 90, it's like, here's the one thing about when you're really old that I know, because, you know, I have grandparents like we all do. Once they're 90, they have no shame about saying anything because they already earn it. All you can do is laugh, you know, just like,
Oh,
okay.
let me tell you, he says anything.
Yeah.
And we try to get him to like laugh, and he is totally down for it.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
awesome. I'd be messing with him. It's like, I'd be like, "What's up, Hank? Slap it. We'll slap his butt. Good game." It's like probably sexual. Right? All of a sudden, all of a sudden, HR's calling you. You broke his hip or something. You know, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's so
How long has he been working there?
Since COVID, a
Wow.
little bit after COVID. So something that actually is really funny because another person that works at Cinnamon Tree asked me, "So what'd you do before COVID?" Or no. What did you do before Cinnamon Tree? He goes, "Well, I was unemployment. I was collecting a check from the government."
And the old person's home playing shuffleboard. It's like, yeah, I'm playing Texas Hold'em with them taking their money. That would be awesome. So what do you guys normally do? So Mary, what do you do for fun?
Oh gosh. I love working out. I mean, I know that's basic.
No,
you
some
know.
people love that. It's like,
I really love working out. I'm an avid shooter.
okay.
I love going to Volusia Top Gun. I've taken tons of lessons. It's one of my passions.
So I don't want to
really,
make you mad then. So it's just goes our game. And
I
I
love going there and
Okay.
just practicing, getting better. I've been in the women's
that
league.
that place is actually really amazing.
Oh yeah.
The way they just like do everything. Have you
Ron
ever?
is a great
Yeah.
business owner I've known for a long time. They have a women's league there, and it really increases your proficiency. I mean, you know, shooting is a perishable skill. You have to be practicing, and those women's league really push you.
So anybody who's going to see this is like the women. There's like they should go down there and just sign up there. How does that process work?
They haven't done it in the past year, and hopefully they will do it in the fall. I hope they'll do another league. It's like 12 weeks, 48 women, 12 teams of 4. And we all shoot in games once a week.
That's
It's
pretty
really
awesome.
cool. And it really, you never know when you get there which firearm you're going to be shooting. It could be 3 different ones, and which game you're playing. So there's no way to really practice ahead
Practice,
of time.
yeah.
And so you have to go practice.
And
on
it's
your
also
own.
a great bonding thing for women because
yeah.
there's, you know, being a guy, I know women are catty, but it's also is like a good bonding thing for a bunch of
We
women
had
to get
so
together.
much fun
and stuff.
on some of my teams. We've had a blast.
Cody is like, I'm
He's-
gonna
he's-
take Cody. Do you shoot?
I do.
Yeah.
At the same time, I do have an AR that's sitting in my bedroom right now that
Okay.
I've not shot yet.
So don't break into his house because he doesn't want to shoot you first. You know.
He and I've been shooting together. I mean, it's
I
just
love shooting.
great.
I actually love
Yeah.
shooting. It's like, so have you ever been to Strickland?
Oh yeah.
Strickland is like, I like how they like do
My
that. It's like-
favorite outdoor though is the hunt club.
okay, yeah.
Because you have the embankments
Yeah,
that you can go in
exactly.
and bays. It's really nice. You can hear out there if you want to get instruction.
Actually,
It's a really nice place.
One of the best places that I actually been is like, I don't know if you know the Phillips family. Phillips Ranch is like, they have it as like this amazing shooting is like lane. And I've been out there once, but it was pretty awesome. But Maddie, do you shoot?
I was just gonna say I need to go.
Women's League. There you go.
I've never shot before.
You have never shot a gun?
It's so fun. There's a great girl that I recommend all my friends to. If people want to come with me, I always say, hey, look, go get a lesson first. You know, I'm not an instructor. Safety is utmost important. You know, things like that. Shooting with Sherry. She's in town. Sherry Meyer. She is unbelievable.
So that's what you did. Then we'll film it. Then we'll film it and put it on here as like a
Sherry,
like
that
Maddie
was a
shooting.
plug for you.
So wait, that's a great. You know, that's a great thing. I said that. Is there anybody that you guys would like to plug? Because I always tell people, come on here, plug whomever you want.
Yes.
So Mims, what is that?
Mimi.
Mims.
Mimis. Well, I saw it was kind of like this, and all I saw was that.
So,
Yeah.
So my girlfriend Mia, her 1-year anniversary is actually tomorrow for her business.
Okay. So what does the business do?
She makes homemade ice cream and cookies.
That's pretty cool. It's like, so everybody go. Where can they find her?
It's behind Casual Bird, across from Genovese's, right over on Dunlawton Boulevard.
Okay.
So it's over the bridge.
So are they open 7 days a week?
She this week is 7 days a week now.
Okay, so everybody needs to go to Mimi's at Chris and Cam Bar.
Cookies and cream bar.
I can't even read. Even with glasses, I can't read. I'm still suffering from
Another shot.
I think
For
it's
you.
it's shortened. It's shortened. So
So I did
Yeah,
have it
you're
right.
good, you're good.
I'm thinking, well, it was so.
It's such good ice cream. Oh my gosh, it's specialty.
And what I like about it sounds like it's local. So it's
Totally
like
local.
so I always tell people shop local. I mean, it's great. Is I think Walmart pretty much killed a lot of small businesses, but I always tell people shop local if you can. You know, that's the best thing advice for everybody. I mean, it's like so when you shop local, you're actually helping somebody is like pay their bills, buy their kids shoes.
Yep.
You know, it's like paying it's like their rent and all that kind of stuff. And so it does go to some big giant CEO and some mega corporation.
Well, so last time that we met outside of the dog track was Simon's Angels.
Yes,
Yes.
Simon's. That is such a phenomenal.
Is that not incredible?
That is so I invited her. That is yeah, she was. That's where you guys that were introduced it. So Simon's Angels is amazing. My first time actually going. I was going to go last year, but I went this year, and I'm so glad I did. I won the tickets, so I'm going to. Well, it's like so
You
they
won the tickets?
So I bid on the
Like
tickets.
instead of 6,000 to the 5,000, right?
So well, no, I mean no, that's like the tickets for like the silent auction for the football game. So the skybox, and so when they announced it, is like I didn't even let anybody else bid. I just said $1,000, and it's like, and so everybody's like looking, and this one guy said 11. I'm like 1,200. They're like sold to you. So I didn't even want to bid against anybody. I figured I'm just going to do it right there. But I think I walked out with like 6 baskets or something. It's like I gave her one of them. And I was like, so it was funny. It was when they gave you the chips. I won so many chips. I had rows and rows of. I was like, did you see that? It was,
Walking by.
yeah,
I'm leaving. Would you like mine?
yeah. And it's like, so I put them all in the Apple Watch. Shocker that I actually won the Apple Watch. It's a shocker,
Wow.
I know. But that event is amazing.
That family is
The family is amazing.
They
The,
are incredible.
the story. The things that they have done in the community, and as like the people who rallied behind them. You figure all the hospitals, all is like the people on the board. Kim Short's on the board.
Yep.
One of my friends. The things that they have done that bring awareness to is like a really rare, disease.
Disorder, yeah.
Yeah, disorder. They're pretty amazing. There's a lot of great organizations
In this town.
in this town.
Yep.
We just had Buck James from executive director from the Halifax Urban Ministries. He also does Hope Place, and he does something for veterans.
Yeah, listening to the things he does and his volunteers do,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It really is. It's very heartwarming.
Yeah, I always try to just like tell people is like volunteer in the community. I mean, you may not think it's a big deal. A lot of things I do, I'm like, it's not that big of a deal, but it's like the impact it has on somebody. It really is amazing. So
true.
So what kind of volunteer work do you guys do? Not to put you on the spot or anything, but you guys like I know it's like you guys always have something going on, and so what do you guys?
So something recently that I did do, I went and talked to a class at Spruce Creek High School.
Okay.
Didn't leave Spruce Creek High School on the best note. Myself, being born and raised here, I went to Spruce Creek Elementary, Creekside Middle School, Spruce Creek High School. But I've always wanted to try to give back. I do the teacher appreciation days and things like that. But I went and talked to a class, special needs class, just about owning a business and things like that. So
That's something we need.
yeah, there was a day 2 months prior that I invited them all out. One of the teachers is a regular; she comes in all the time. But she brought the whole class, and I gave them all breakfast. And then a couple months later, I went and I talked to them, and they had a bunch of standard questions that I talked about and things like that. But
That's
Oh,
actually
it's
pretty
just-
cool though, because they may not remember what you said, but they remember it's like, hey, this guy came in and somebody showed up and we had breakfast.
yeah. But no, it was nice. It was really good being able to talk to people.
That's
like
pretty
that.
cool. It's like, what about you, Mary?
I serve as a board of director on the Daytona State College Foundation.
Okay.
So we raise money for college scholarships. We go out to the community, we raise money, and we love that. I'm an education. I love promoting that, and
Okay.
the college that we have here in town is unbelievable. We've got new 4-year programs and a new accounting program that's 4 years. The nursing program is 4 years, and those programs are used in our community. We supply some of the hospitals with these nurses. We supply the community with police. We've got so many things coming up. I don't know if you know, it's the College of Hospitality,
Yes, I do.
culinary school. There's a brewing college in there. People are like,
Wait, I could go in there and become a
Yeah.
brewmaster?
yes,
Steve
it's
Parker.
so cool.
It's like
I
it'll be
mean,
Steve Parker, brewmaster.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who has that? Seriously. But to see some of the kids who have not been able to afford college and school,
Yep.
I'm all for it.
I'm a,
Yeah,
you know,
shout out to Daytona State College.
yes,
for sure.
it's like, so do you want to mention any of the teachers or any of the educators there?
Well, the foundation is real important to me. That's and the executive director that we have right now, Tim Norton, is amazing.
Okay.
He has been such a godsend to that foundation, and I've just enjoyed working with him. So it's been
Awesome.
great. Hmm.
Want to give a shout out to the teacher with the kids?
Oh, that was Amber Lester.
Okay.
Yes.
So shout out to
Awesome.
like to the teachers and the
Mhm.
educators.
Mhm.
So when it comes to education, I'm, I was an okay student. It's just like I was the class clown, probably shocker. I was always,
Yes.
I was always in trouble. Me and the principal were on first name basis. Mine was more, it was like, hey, you little S head, But I'm a big proponent of trade schools. I think is like, it's like I work in construction, and it is hard to find people who are like proficient in even reading a tape measure. And so I'm a big proponent. Is like college is great, it's but I always tell people is like think about a technical college or a trade school, because you're going to have that trade for the rest of your life. You're gonna you're still going to have a great life if you pick the right one, and you're still going to have a great life. You're going to come out with no debt. That's even the best part.
It's so true.
So
Yeah, I didn't go to college. I went to sorry, a technical school,
Mm-hmm.
just for communications media. And I left there thinking, okay, maybe college is an option, and then it ended up not being an option for me at the time, and I never went. And I feel like I had more real world experience without going.
Well, that's how it was like we met. So, she posted, people know that I own What's Happening in Port Orange and a bunch of other What's Happening pages. And she actually put a post on there, it's like looking for clients. And it's like, promoting her business. And so I saw it, and I'm thinking, okay, it's like, hey, it's like digital media. It's like, is this girl for real? So I was like, Googled her, is like, found out everything about her. Then I pretty much stalked her. And then I sent a message. I said, hey, is like, would you be interested in coming in and maybe is like having a conversation about, is like, this is what I'm doing because I'm really new at this. And she came in, and yeah, it's like, yes, 5 minutes talking to her. She's like, I don't want to work for you unless it's like, I could have my own headphones, which she stole. It's like, yeah, oh yeah, I think so.
I was gonna say they do look different.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's like, so,
Trade school.
yeah.
My daughter Taylor, she'll be 20 this year, and she says, I just don't know what I want to do. And I said, well, we've got the money for you saved. And I said, but don't spend the money on something you're not ready for.
Yeah.
She went to esthetician school for 6 months and is absolutely loving it. She can do it for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
When she's wanting to go back, that's great. But I believe in that too.
Kids is young, when we were all like about the same age, Maddie's a little bit younger than us, so she probably has different experience.
Cody's very
Just
young.
a ton. It's
Cody's
like
young.
Cody's
Yeah.
young. He looks like
My 30th birthday is coming up.
it's like, but no, it's like it's like I'm so man, I feel so old all of a sudden. Jesus, how dare you guys? But no, it's like when we were growing up, is your parents taught you to work. If you wanted something, you actually had to work for it. And it's like, in my opinion, I feel that is like nowadays, if they want something, the parents are so fast to here's $20, here's a car, here's like whatever. And I always thought that was wrong. Even now, I'm like, when my niece and nephew or something, they want something, I'm like, hey, listen, it's like, you want $20, you got to wash my truck, got to work for it. I had to work for the money. You need to work for it. And I think our generation is kind of like a crazy shift. I mean, what's going on in the world today is
Doubling
insane.
up on that instant gratification,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
not the social media, but just the phones in general too.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear to God, is like when you get birth, you get your birth certificate and a cell phone at the same time. It's like, I didn't have a cell phone.
My
when I was
kids would
growing
love
up.
that.
Yeah, it's
I
like
didn't have a cell phone until after college.
I had one. It was like when they first came out, I
Well,
had one of
that's
those little. I had one. It was like the little flip thing,
Yeah.
and then also had to pay by the minutes.
So did
and
I.
it's like, yeah, so
It's
it's like
so
20.
expensive.
Yeah,
I don't wanna
yeah,
talk on
I don't want to talk.
I had it in a bag in my car in case of emergency.
Yeah.
Like literally,
Yeah,
that was
I think my first.
1999.
I think my first phone was like the big giant Saved by the Bell. It was like, you had to drill a hole through your truck or something. Maddie, she grew up with cell phones, so it's like
I think I probably got one when I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
12 or
But
13.
listen, so I know a lot of people are like, oh, like cell phones kids are attached to them, which don't get me wrong,
They are.
most of them are.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also, like, personally, I've learned a lot of things that I would have never learned without.
That's true.
Oh no, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
true.
I was kind of like that in between. I got my first phone when I was 16, I think.
Yeah.
And
I remember it was like when I first got it, I'm thinking, this is so cool. I have a phone I could call. Then I'm thinking, wait a minute, I got to go buy a card for like 10 more minutes. It's like $50 or something. Yeah. Now it's like, I remember my mom's like, she had the regular phone and it's like, I'd call across town, long distance calls. They'd get the bill. They'd be like, who you're calling? Now we could call China and it doesn't cost us anything,
yeah.
which I, yeah.
It was
So
like a dollar a
technology.
minute
Yeah.
where I lived.
It was insane, but,
Yeah, I think for the international plan, when I went to Europe, it was only an extra $100.
well, I called Maddie a couple times because I was convinced she was going to get kidnapped. It's like I think I seen the movie Taken one too many times, and so I told her I was like, let me practice. It's like, if you let her go, I will not find for you. I will not look for you. I will kill you. Yeah, I will find you if you let her go. I will not look for you. I will not find you. But but if you don't, I will find you. I have
Yes.
what do they say? I have a very specific set of skills
Yes.
for hunting people like you. Oh, we'll find you. I'll kill you. So I was like calling Maddie. Maddie, are you okay? Yeah, get kidnapped yet? And she's like, yeah. So she answered like 99% of the time.
There's only one time I thought anything crazy was going to happen, and that's just because we ended up in
Oh, I didn't even know that.
town in
So
a
what-
really weird Airbnb.
So what
I
happened?
guess it was 2 different times. But so we were in a city in France, and we were just stopping there just to wait till we get our next train. I think next we were going to Germany, so we just had to wait a day. So we stayed in this city, and we walked around town because what else are we gonna do, right? That's what we did in every city. And there was this road we ended up on, and there was these 2, shady people walking towards us, and I'm like, they looked like they were looking for trouble. And like they walked past us, and the person that I went to Europe with, he was like, let's get out of here, right? So we ended up taking this like pathway upwards basically, but it led into like a hiking area. So we were in the middle of the woods, and
All I
then
could think while she's telling the story in my head, I hear that's Phil Collins. I can hear it coming in the air tonight. Phil Collins. It's like I can almost hear that soundtrack in my head while she's telling the story.
I was super on edge this entire time we were walking through. There was one point it came to like stairs and then a tunnel, and I swear on my life that someone was gonna jump out in front of the tunnel, and then someone else was gonna block
Right.
us behind us and trap us in there. That didn't happen. But after we ended up getting out of the tunnel, there was this bird that I saw on the ground, and it was gutted. Like it was.
Wait.
it
What does that
wasn't
have to
like
do with
animal.
it? So you think these guys, these
freaked
two
out.
sketchy guys? It's like it's like they jumped out and they gutted. It's like the bird.
they were hoping you were going to turn around and run back.
Yeah.
Correlation was just like maybe there was no correlation, but either way, both those things were really creepy. And then there was a time we stayed in
Can
France.
feel it coming in the air.
Listen, French people are very.
Oui. No, I want to learn French. I actually want to
Oh,
learn
me
certain
too.
things. So I was like, yeah, where I could just go say oui. So
Mercy. Yes, thank you.
okay, well, mercy. Thank you, mercy.
Mercy.
Mercy. Yeah, I don't have the right cognition. Drink a couple of this, I'll sound like it's like whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Different kind of French.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But
So-
yeah, the Airbnb guy, he was very like too nice, if you know what I mean. Like it was just super uncomfortable.
Did you have any crazy stories? Is like when you went over, it was like Europe, and he was like, "Will."
No, my kid's dad is a professional race car driver from England.
Okay.
I met him in my many travels in the racing industry. We ended up getting married, having kids, but his family, he's a Londoner. So his family's all over Manchester,
Okay.
south of, we go every summer to see them. I don't think any crazy stories. We'd go back to see racing events. He's an open wheel.
I love open
Racing.
wheel. I love NASCAR, but I love open wheel so much better.
He was the first Brit to ever do a NASCAR touring series here, and we've owned teams over the years and Rolex and all kinds of stuff. And that's how I got involved in the racing industry
Awesome.
ultimately with that. But no, I can't think of any crazy stories. I mean, we've been all over and just had a blast.
What about crazy stories in the gym? I know there's got to be some crazy ones. I
Yeah,
mean, you met your husband there. It's like that's got to be pretty crazy. Yeah.
You
I
know
know
what's so
Jim Source.
funny?
I went to
So
both
our
you up.
24-hour club is amazing because it's 24 hours and you buy a key fob to get in, instant access, and of course I can't staff it 24
Yeah.
hours, but that key fob comes with security monitoring, whatever. I have walked in and there are piles of suitcases and bags, and I'm like, what the hell?
They're moving in. They got their
People
mail for. They
have
had their
bought-
stuff more mail
People
forwarded
have
to them.
bought memberships to come in there at night, take showers, and stay.
Oh wow.
Homeless folks.
So what'd you do?
Goodbye.
I cancel your membership.
I'm so sorry.
That was so-
but
so
you
they-
can't live here.
So they literally brought in suitcases like they were shacking up
Oh,
there.
I wish I had the pictures for you. Yeah, I know. Sneak in, get a shower, and get out, right? I mean, you're not harming anybody.
He's like, pick up a dumbbell, look like he worked out, and then take a shower and
I
leave.
wish I had the picture of. It must have been literally 12 bags.
Oh wow.
And like she must have done it like at a time.
Yeah.
Like brought 3, went back out. Brought 3 and hit them all in the corner.
And next thing you know,
was
she's
wild.
the next day she comes in. It's like mail call for her. It's like
I was like,
got her
what
mail
is
saying
that?
it's like
That's her address.
Yeah, I know that's her address, place of employment.
We have great security down there, and it just continued to ring the alarm that something was not right, you know. And so
So now, if I ever become homeless, I know what to do: get a gym membership and go in.
Showers.
It's like pick up. It's like pick up a couple dumbbells, go get a shower, and
that's
leave.
wild. Yeah,
So-
it was not good. But
So I know you have to have some crazy stories about Cinnamon Tree. I
we
mean, not.
do.
Oh, listen, listen, we do. Okay, now, well, listen. I gotta say, I loved your video. It's like that your little thing where you dancing in the background. You kind of like it's like
We love making TikToks.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
make them for my own business, and Mia.
I've seen some of your TikToks. They're funny as hell.
We love making them. She does a great job editing his
But also-
too.
I have nothing to do with
But I also see some of yours because I see yours is like you put it. It's like you're sitting there looking all cute in your car, and all of a sudden you're playing some
Well, no,
music.
those are my personal ones.
Yeah.
No, my video ones for I have a huge TikTok
Oh, I
page
have to go
for
look at it
my
now.
gyms. They're hilarious. Mia's in some of them. I've got a huge TikTok.
What's the what's
It's
the
Journey Fitness Center and Journey Fitness NSB. So it's Instagram,
So
Facebook,
everybody go check out is like Mary's thing, and then join her gym.
and go to Cinnamon Tree.
Go to Cinnamon Tree and
Look at
have.
his
his
Instagram's
Instagram.
amazing too. Yeah.
So I know you guys have a funny story about
Oh,
there,
we've got
because you can't have
hilarious
all
stories.
nice, customers.
Putting on the spot, I'm coming up blank, but I know you've got something, I'm sure.
Well, I'm up front all the time, right? And then I get him now. He's done such a great job of coming up and assisting me with drinks. So we get to communicate the whole entire time, really feed off each other.
Every time I
It's
go in there,
really
you
fun.
guys, everybody's having a great time.
We do, and that's the key to his business. I've told him all the time, you have such a high functioning team that I know what you're doing. It just gels together. I mean, I've had a guy called me literally, and the other kids didn't know kind of what to do with this, and they hand me the phone. They're like, "You got to take care of this," and I'm like, "What is it?" And they said, "Well." I picked up the phone and said, "Sir," I said, "how can I help you?" He said, "Well, I think my wife wants me to come back and get a refund." I said, "A refund for what?" He goes, "Well, there was too much bacon in our bacon potato bowl."
There's never too much bacon.
And I said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Did you finish it?" Because then I'm like, "Did you bring it to me? Did we not fix it?
Yeah.
What was it?" "No, we finished it." And now I'm just getting irritated
Yeah.
because I said, "What?" And then your wife's making you drive back. Why don't you just tell her, "No, we're not doing that. We ate it. We paid for it.
Have a nice day.
Let's try another time."
He's whipped.
Came in,
Yeah, pretty much.
literally came in, and because they were looking at me, and I go, "Sir, I just want you to know, you're the first person I've ever refunded money to that had eaten everything."
Wait,
You actually gave him the money back?
He was adamant about making a scene, and the kids, they were laughing. I mean, it was.
I would have been
hilarious.
busting up. I'm like, so wait a minute, sir. It's like
I
you
did,
brought.
I had to embarrass him.
It's
I
like
had
I
to
would have been
shame
like,
him.
you brought bacon because you had too much bacon. There's no such thing as too much
You
bacon.
could just put some to the side.
Yeah.
It was, and we finished it. I had to shame him. I'm not like that, but it was a trip.
So it almost sounds like that person that called me. So somebody actually sent me as like a voicemail. I played it for her. I have my phone off. I'd play it for you. This woman, she said that she was really upset about the submarine, the Titanic or whatever. It's
yeah.
like Russian, and it's like, why aren't we focusing on the aliens who it's like abduct people? I can't even talk. And it was like the funniest thing. He's like, oh, Atlanta,
in
yeah.
like someone's backyard or something.
And it kidnapped two people.
I don't think
Yeah, she said it's like it kidnapped two people, and she said she's so passionate about this that she wanted to come on here topless just where people would pay attention, where she could talk about aliens and what they're doing to us.
we called her back.
Yeah, and she didn't answer. It's like I would have. It's like yes. It's like yeah. She's like it's like nobody's talking about the aliens. It's like it's like I'm really passionate about it, and so if the person if you see this who called me, I really want you on my show where we could talk about the aliens. Maybe
Listen,
Yeah.
we'll still have her on too. Absolutely.
she yeah. It's like it was like
I'm here for the conspiracy theories.
it's like
Yeah, throw it.
it's like
Yeah.
yeah. It's like
I'll
so.
leave myself out.
Oh wait, you got some conspiracies. Okay,
No,
don't
no,
tell me
I-
you're like you think the Earth is flat or something.
No, I'm the complete opposite. I don't give into it.
I don't either. I'm like aliens.
I do.
There's people. It's like there's people that seriously think that Tom Cruise is an alien that came back and did something for Tom Cruise. I'm like, it's just ridiculous.
You still believe in aliens?
No, I don't.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
sure there
yeah,
are
possibly.
somewhere, but-
I mean, it's like there's illegal aliens. It's like they need to go back. It's like,
Bottom line, the aliens aren't going to pay my bills tomorrow.
exactly. I don't know, man. That's Tom Cruise.
True.
Come down here.
Hey,
It's
no
like,
more bills. Then.
all of a sudden, there's a probe. He's like, "What? Why are you holding a probe for? I don't understand." We're just, yeah, just enjoy it. Breathe and relax. It's like nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here.
Cody, remember that time we had the person that wanted their money back because the coffee was too hot and he threw the drink down?
That sounds like a McDonald's thing. Shoot, that's like McDonald's.
Mind you, the same person wanted to take drone video
Of
for
a
her
gym?
gym
And I said,
that's in a shopping center.
it'd be only air conditioners. I said, that's not going to be a good video for you, but
It's sort of like McDonald's. It's like, oh, I burned myself on the thing. I could need to sue you for like $27 million.
walked outside, had a sip, threw it on the ground, came back and said, that was too hot. I want my money back. And again, I had to say, I don't understand.
You just say, hopefully you didn't refund their money. Awesome.
I don't think so.
I don't remember
I
what
think
we
he-
did, but they were.
No, he called back, and I had to shame him over the phone because it was just pitiful. I just said, I said, I'm so sorry. I said, do you need that kitty temp next time?
Oh, wow.
That's
It is now also
the art of
raining.
Mary. The art of Mary. It's literally like because this was a regular
So
customer.
you
and
basically
it-
kill them with kindness. You're insulting them, but with
absolutely.
a smile on your face.
Yeah,
With that
yeah,
southern,
me,
with that
I'm
southern, with that southern is like, oh shucks, y'all.
Oh,
He's like, God bless you. God bless your heart.
It had to be done. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just, I don't ever have to pull that card out, but when it gets that ridiculous, it's like,
That would be awesome. See, I would love to work in there. It's like, so I've never worked in service food. I have never done it. I have never. It's like, here's the crazy thing. All my friends is like when I was growing up, they all worked in like McDonald's and the Burger Kings and also I have never done it. Dairy Queen, I've never done it. And so I would love just to try it for the weekend. I always say is like I would probably be fired the first 5 minutes because somebody would walk in. I'm like, hey, how's it going, man? It's like, sure. It was like, you want a bacon bowl? Yeah. I'd be busting on everybody all day, and that's just my personality. So I would, yeah,
Just takes
I don't
that
know.
one customer.
yeah.
You cannot joke.
we have the best customers though.
Yeah.
I mean, that is 2 out of 5,000.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, we have the best customers. They come in every weekend. They support this business.
Which is awesome.
I mean, they come back, and they come back not only for the food, but they come back for all of us.
I keep coming back and it's it's
We
like,
have so
because
much
one
fun.
day I figure they're gonna get my meal right. It's like, it's like one
We don't
time
need
it's
a
like,
free one,
so
Steve.
one time it's like like, I'm not. It's like so I'm never the guy that sends food back. It could be the most horrible food. I'll still pay for it. I'll still say thank you. I'll still tip you, but I won't eat it. It's like so I don't send food back. But it's like there's been a couple times the second to last time I'm like, please no hot sauce. They're like, okay, no problem. I said I want a couple blueberry things, and it's like it didn't come out with no eggs, no blueberry. It was smothered in hot sauce. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna eat it. Just move it to the side, eat the stuff underneath.
But
it.
mind you, when Steve comes in order, he goes, "Okay, can I get this? But I don't want this. But can I get this? 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 Can I get this?"
No, it's like so.
Don't. A little
take
bit
it
of
in
this.
order,
A little bit
yeah.
of this is okay, but just none of
That's
this.
no. It's like no. I literally go in there. I'm like, I'll take the potato bowl. I want every meat that you have in there,
Yes, he
throw it
does.
in there.
I was about to say,
It's like,
especially
it's like it's
for-
the same way. It's same
It
way
is.
every time. It's just throw in there a couple of eggs. Give me some blueberry hot sauce, and it's good. I was like, just I'm a meat eater, so all this like little foo salad stuff. I'm thinking it's great, but throw the meat on there. Man.
Yeah.
It's like bring on the meat. So Yeah, it's the same thing with Chipotle. When I go to Chipotle, it's like the funniest people laugh. So it's like no. So I go to Chipotle. Everybody gets one scoop. I'm like, dude, put your elbow in it. I'm telling people,
Double
I have
scoop.
I have 2 scoops of steak, two scoops of chicken, 2 scoops of the other. The burrito literally is like this, and it's like the funny thing is I get the same burrito every single time. Never once have I paid the same price for it. They don't know how to ring it up because I have so much meat in it. It's like a little bit of rice.
We feel the same.
Yeah. So
Feel the same.
he's like, we don't
I'm
know
sure
how much
you're-
to charge you.
I'm sure your potato bowl's not been the same price every time.
I wasn't gonna say that, but it hasn't. It hasn't. Yeah, it's never. I will say that it's never been the same price, but I don't complain.
I don't think it's the product, Steve.
It's your fault, Steve, that you made us this way. But it's like, but I never complain about it. I'm like, look, it's always great. You brought out one time is like after I had this because the bowl is huge.
Yeah.
Once I get it, it's like there's so much stuff in it, and then it's like he brings over this thing with ice cream and some little things, and I'm like, Jan looks at me, and she's like, how are you gonna eat that? I'm like, I don't know, but I'll try.
Yeah.
So I just get the thing at home. It's like, so I make so much of it actually. So at nighttime is like, because I eat half of it, it's a lot of food. At nighttime, I just make some eggs and chow down. Yeah. So Jan's like, how the hell you eat so much? I'm like, Body by McDonald's. That's why I look like it. That's why I need to go to Journey's gym. Journey's Fitness, right?
Journey Fitness Center.
It's like, where can they find you?
Yeah, journeyfitnesscenter.com. Our website's awesome, so you can do a pull down and see all the locations and what they offer at every location, which is great. You don't have to be a member of all of them. You can
Okay.
be a member. The reason I say locations is some people have never set foot in the 24-hour gym but love the group fitness. We have amazing prices, like I said, for our 24-hour gym, $25 a month,
That's
unlimited
awesome.
access.
Do you guys also do yoga and spin classes and all that kind of stuff? So do you also have personalized training for like people just getting into it?
Yeah. And that makes all the difference is really, the personalized training is great to get people back involved, good form, kind of teach them some routines.
Exactly how she roped me into it.
Okay.
Did the personal training for
Personal
months
training
on
is
it
like
with her.
Yes.
you started off with Mary and ended up with Hank. So that's pretty much
Yes.
thing.
We are running out of time, so if you guys have anything that you want to close off on,
Plug, yeah, give some shouts. Cody is like, where can they find you, people who don't know about Cinnamon Tree?
Don Lawton shops at Yorktown. Pretty well-known shopping center, but across from Wawa on Don Lawton.
You guys want to give any shout outs to any awesome people out there? So we're going to give a shout out Simon's Angels, since we mentioned Simon's Angel, phenomenal organization. Buck James Halifax Urban Ministries. People check that out. It's like for people who are struggling, they will definitely help you and give you a handout. As always, people, please donate to is like the food is like the banks there is like desperately low. There's so many people struggling right now that you may not think of. You may think they're driving a nice car, living in a nice place. You may not realize that they really are struggling. Can't even talk right now. So please donate to those organizations. Guys want anything to? And it's like Moz Mountain Moonshine. It's like I want to say that it's like sponsor. It's like I'm gonna call them in. It's like say hey. It was like knocking over microphones. It's like so I only had one of these. So camera Moz Mountain Moonshine. It's like please sponsor me because that'd be awesome. I'd be your biggest customer. And
This
it's
has been so much fun. I
it's-
swear, I love this. This has been to do this with him has been a trip. We've been
Yeah.
laughing so hard. What are we going to talk about?
well, it's like we just talk about whatever the heck we want. I mean,
we gel on such a cool level of being business owners. That's what's really cool.
how come I don't gel with any of my friends who are business owners? I'm a business
Only
owner.
because we work together very, very closely.
Can I come in there just for one weekend? Seriously.
Mind you, like she says that she's in the world of racing and things
Yeah,
like that.
I know,
Like,
that's-
I
I
used to
know.
love to race.
Like,
And
so can I come in there for one weekend and just
if you,
If you want to do some good
I do.
plate cleaning, yes.
we could have Steve run the room. You
Yeah.
can, you can work the room.
I'll be your server. I'll serve the
that's so
food to
cool,
everybody. I'm like,
yes.
yes. It's like
Yeah,
that would be.
let's think of a good weekend for him. That would be
Because I don't think we could quite teach you over how to make espresso drinks and ring people out on the register on a Saturday or Sunday.
Well, I could watch a YouTube video. I mean, I
This man's never worked in a restaurant before.
I never have.
So there you go.
So
We've had so much fun. So I think that
yeah, your guys' dynamic is is great.
You guys are cool, and I love you guys both. I see you guys all the time, and we run into each other, and it's like some of these great organizations that are out there that doing some amazing work. How much time we got, Maddie?
The minute just ended.
It's like that's okay. So let's end this. As like any more shout outs before you guys hang out?
Shout out to Cinnamon Tree.
All right, so-
Everybody
Shout out
there,
to Journey
you know,
Fitness
they-
Center,
So
absolutely.
everybody go visit Cinnamon Tree. Ask for the potato bowl. Get everything on it. You won't regret it. Go to.
A little bit of something.
It's like yeah, that's hot sauce. I don't really like the hot
Extra
sauce.
meat.
Yeah, extra meat. Everybody go to Journey Fitness Center and just get back in shape. It's like you're always going to feel better as you work out and that sort
Well,
of
it's a
thing.
point, Steve.
It's like so.
Eat, work out.
I was like,
See
no,
what I'm saying?
I think we could start another business called Eat and Workout. the workout eat
It's a full
program.
circle.
Yeah, exactly. So Maddie, want to close out the show? Do you have anything you want to say?
We're having some amazing guests these next few weeks. So that's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, we have Danny Robbins, who's coming on with Sheriff Chitwood. So I always joke to her, is like we should get a scumbag meteor. So every time he says a criminal has scumbag,
Just to get one more shout out to Mark Bernier, because this is the first like podcast, any
Yep.
kind of interview that I've ever done actually since Mark, and he was a very important person in my life
He's
so
an
far.
Mark Bernier, he was. I listened to him I actually called in the show quite often. It's like before he passed away. Our other co-host, Marsha Evans, she was a regular on there also. But it seems like 2 years now. Has it been 2 years now?
Almost 2 years. It was almost, but
Yeah.
no, he was my neighbor for a little short period of time, but great person.
Awesome.
He made a huge difference in my life.
Awesome. It's like so. Hopefully his family is like might see this, and it's like that'd be pretty awesome. Mary, I want to give a shout out to is like you and your husband. Is like I swear to God, every time I see him, it's like I feel like I should start working out. Normally people tell me I'm a big guy. I stand next to him. I'm thinking, okay, I don't feel quite so big. But we do have some great gifts coming up. We have. Yeah, thank you
Oh,
guys for
I'm so
coming.
excited.
Hopefully you guys come back.
Can we come back?
Yes, anytime you want. You could have your own podcast. It's like we'll just step out of you guys to get thing. Yeah. So we have Danny Robbins coming on with Mike Chitwood. We have Paul Zimmerman for Sons of the Beach, and then it's like Sons of the Beach. We have them coming on. We have a woman, Sophia Dallas, I believe her last name is. She's a breast cancer survivor, and she has a group. Is like a big following. Talk about breast cancers, that sort of
Great.
thing. So we have some pretty cool guests coming on. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and I guess we'll see you next week. And I'm gonna play this music again because it's fun.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna have another moonshine as we hang up. It's like, drop this off.